I really didn't want to make this video, but no one is covering the angle that I think is most important. I was actually avoiding this whole Giacomo Turra situation, doing everything I could to not make a video about it, despite running a poll where 80% of you said I should. Yes, this guy plagiarized other people's music, which is terrible, and sold it off as his own, like through transcriptions, and he made money off of it, and that to me is the worst of all of it. But, you know, the cherry on top is that he pretty much faked all of his own guitar playing, which is insane. And if you don't know about this situation, go watch like Adam Neely or Music is Win, or heck, if you have to, go watch Rick Beato. But being the weird music guy, I have a different take on this whole thing, of course. Now, for 11 years, I've been running this channel to shine a light on artists who are passionately pursuing their one-of-a-kind creativity. Every one of us, including Giacomo, has DNA that has never appeared in the universe and never will again. We owe it to ourselves to use and express that DNA to the greatest extent possible for the benefit of everyone around us. By simply existing and having the gift of life, we have a sacred opportunity to leave the world in better shape than when we got here. And for anyone who says they're a musician or an artist, this is at the core of who we are and why we do what we do. Now, in the 11 years of running this YouTube channel, I have danced around the term weird in Make Weird Music, calling it a marketing term and using it as a way to attract those of us who see weird as a good thing. Not everyone shares the same definition of weird, of course, but when we uniquely express ourselves, it's gonna be at least a little weird. There's an old Mr. Show sketch where they say, if you're gonna write a comedy scene, you're going to have rat feces in there. Now, I've adapted this internally as a personal motto, which I'd rephrase as, if you're going to creatively express your unique DNA, it's going to get at least a little bit weird at times. So instead of dancing around the word weird, I think I've finally come up with a definition that I actually like. Anyone who takes a creative risk in their music is doing something weird. It can be as simple as a whole tone scale in a solo, or something as outlandish as atonal bagpipes in a jazz context. I don't really care. But when I'm out looking for weird music, it's not just like odd time signatures, unorthodox techniques, unusual instruments, angular harmony, or costumes like the Residents. Like, yes, that stuff helps, of course, but I'm looking for something unexpected and authentic. Something that just shouldn't be there. And the blessing and curse of it is that some artists I feature, they're not weird enough, and others are too weird. When I hear complaints from both sides, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I hear a lot of complaints in the comments, so that leads me to believe I'm doing the right thing. Now, Giacomo Turra's whole shtick was the exact opposite of all of this. Nothing weird whatsoever. No personal expression. It's just pure eye and ear candy. And if he hadn't gotten caught stealing from other people, would anyone be complaining about him? He's basically an AI guitar player, taking notes from other people, regurgitating it in his own context, and calling it his own. Now, thankfully, we as a race, as a species, are demonstrating that we have higher standards, but that's just for right now. If you've ever heard the term, everything's a remix, you probably know that it's practically impossible to do something nobody's ever done before, especially in music. And that's why I think the word weird is appropriate, because it highlights the fact that somebody's doing something out of the ordinary. And that matters. It really freaking matters. Good old Frank Zappa, I've got this refrigerator magnet. He said, without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. And if all we do is stick to norms, life gets pretty dang boring. While most people are okay listening to boring, repetitive music, those of us here think there's more to living. Now, I promise this video is not an ad or anything, but I do want to share that I have given so much thought for so many years to this topic that I've written a new book called Mental Prisons. The idea of it is that we hang on to these prison bars that aren't even attached to anything. There's like no walls, they're just bars that you can carry around with you. And then we look through them thinking life must be better on the other side. Hopefully this book will be out this summer. I don't know. So don't look for a link or anything from me. Anyway, getting back to the point, Giacomo and people like him suffer from a harmful mental prison, that he needs to pre-record everything and use other people's notes to become famous. That's an awful way to live, and a terrible form of self-expression. He's probably a tortured soul, if you ask me. But when I look at the kind of work people do across various industries, there's Giacomo's as far as the eyes can see. Comedian Jim Gaffigan said the following: "I'm tired of people acting like they're better than McDonald's. You may never have set foot in McDonald's, but you have your own McDonald's. Maybe instead of buying a Big Mac, you read Us Weekly. Hey, that's still McDonald's. It's just served up a little different. Maybe your McDonald's is telling yourself that Starbucks Frappuccino is not a milkshake. Or maybe you watch Glee. It's all McDonald's." And my take is that Giacomo and many other Instagram guitar influencers are just McDonald's, just packaged up a little differently. The only difference is Giacomo is the first one since Milli Vanilli to produce so many headlines. Now, having said all of this, I want to make a few promises to you. Promise number one: if you've followed this channel or my work for any amount of time, you'll know that I don't put up videos of anything that I cannot personally play or do. I worked my butt off to get where I am with the guitar. In fact, I have a whole TikTok channel that I've never advertised anywhere, where I play difficult songs and I laugh at my mistakes. I rarely post anything perfectly played, mostly because I can't. And the older that I get, the more comfortable I am with leaving mistakes in my music. In my own music videos, I'm miming and playing along to the music I've recorded. In my most recent video called Death Trap, I'm literally getting lost on the fretboard and nobody seems to care. Nobody's said a word. Because it doesn't really matter, because they know that I'm playing what I wrote and what I recorded. But I just want to promise you, I never steal, and I always point out when I'm quoting or borrowing from someone. That will never change. Promise number two: the whole point of this channel is to shine a light on people who are not Giacomo. We shouldn't care about the Giacomo Turras of the world, because they've always existed. It's just that now they have more technology than ever to fake people out. Before you get all riled up about him, just wait until you start seeing AI players and robots performing on Instagram. It's coming, it's just not here yet. And until the day I die and keep this thing going, I will always feature real people who really play. Unless their act is not about performing their own music, but those will probably be exceptions. If I can't defend what a musician is doing, I won't feature them. Number three, I am so grateful to all 41,795 of you subscribers, and especially to the paying Club Weird members who send me a few dollars each month, because unlike some of the big channels, this one is just, it doesn't pay. But I appreciate you supporting the work that I do. Make Weird Music's just a hobby that's turned into something extraordinary. So as long as I have anything to do with it, I'm going to continue collecting subscribers so we can just shine a brighter and brighter light on musicians making weird music all over the world. I do not, and I don't even want to, make a living off of this channel. So you can be sure that I'm never doing anything for the money. I don't chase down players like Giacomo Turra to feature them on the site because they're not interesting. And most of what I do, I can't get paid for because my videos are demonetized for including other people's music. I'm not complaining and I'm not asking for anything. I'm just stating facts here. I don't have sponsors, my videos are never profitable, and I will never prioritize money, fame, or personal gain over the music. I'm 43 years old. I run my own business. I have a wife and 3 teenagers. Heck, I rarely even tell you guys my real name. I've lived long enough to know that a channel about weird music will never be a full-time gig. So my promise to you is to always keep the focus on the artists we feature and not on myself. Kind of the opposite of the Giacomo Turra situation. All told, Make Weird Music's priorities are: 1. Authentic creativity that takes contextual risks. 2. real musicians who come up with their own music. 3, artistic musical entertainment that will always triumph over money. And 4, shining that light on music by artists that are good and beautiful and creating beauty in the world. I'd love to hear in the comments if you agree with me, if we're on the same page, if you're here for the same reasons. I like feeling like we're in solidarity and our community is after the same thing. And I'll just leave with these 3 little statements. 1, music is the best. 2, life is sacred. 3, don't waste your time being stuck in a mental prison.